Good morning, role-playing world. It's 7:35 in the morning. It's the 21st day of February 2022. It is 52 degrees and cloudy here in Ventura, California, with a slight rain. And of course, the news right now is what's going on with Russia and Ukraine and stuff. So that's kind of scary, but that's not here or there because we're not here to talk about that kind of news. We're here to talk about tabletop role-playing game news for the week. Now, I should warn you ahead of time, most of the news regarding this week in our hobby is money related and business related and boring stats and figures related. So I'm going to say a lot of words that I don't know the meaning to. Hopefully somebody out there is smarter than me and does. But I'm just apologizing ahead of time because really this week is not much interesting for like, ooh, that sounds cool, but more like, just something we should worry about in the long run. And apparently there's a picture of a guy smoking in front of a gas tank for some reason. I'm not sure what that has to do with fantasy, but whatever. Okay, here we go. So the number one story this week regards our friends over... Actually, most of the news this week regards Wizards of the Coast. God fucking help us. A activist hedge fund named Alta Fox Capital released a statement calling for Hasbro to spin Wizards of the Coast off as its own company. I know a lot of us are like, yes, please, yes, please. The 100-page PDF states that because Wizards of the Coast makes up a large chunk of the profit for Hasbro, it would serve shareholders better to split off as its own company. They claim that Hasbro used the profits generated by Wizards to finance less profitable ventures within the company. Really? And you're in shock? Let's see. That part of the company made money. We should use it to, I don't know, make the rest of the company better? Buy a new air freshener? It's their money. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it. So they think it should be a separate company, though, so the profits would instead go to shareholders rather than invested in future products. That means if you have, that's not how it works, guys. If Wizards of the Coast becomes its own property and you still own Hasbro stock, it wouldn't affect you whatsoever because now Wizards of the Coast is its own company, so you would also need Wizards of the Coast to become a corporation. And then you would have to buy stock in Wizards of the Coast. Because right now you have stock in Hasbro. And Hasbro is making all the money of which Wizards of the Coast is a part of. And the amount of money that Wizards of the Coast makes is generalized. So whatever money you're making as part of your Hasbro stock would not be affected if next week Transformers made more money than Wizards of the Coast because it's Hasbro that's making all the money. But okay, yes, please. Now, the people who made the statement, of course, show absolutely no knowledge in tabletop gaming example. And for one thing, they compared Magic the Gathering to baseball cards. And so, yeah, this sounds like so... you don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know. Splitting off Wizards of the Coast from Hasbro could be a really good thing. That way Hasbro could continue to make Power Rangers, Transformers, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, continue to support the Power Rangers, Transformers, G.I. Joe role-playing game that Renegade Press is doing, do all their own thing and not be affected by Wizards of the Coast whatsoever. Wizards of the Coast could be its own company, do whatever they want. Hasbro would not be affected if it crashes and burns when Critical Role makes their own role-playing game, and yes, they are. If Wizards of the Coast makes money, great. If you have Wizards of the Coast stock, great. If Wizards of the Coast crashes and burns, great. It doesn't affect Hasbro. And I think it would make a lot of us really happy because we're like, you know what, Hasbro, please stop supporting Wizards of the Coast because they're fucking insane. All right, but yes, money. And speaking of money, more money. Okay, so the NFT thing is a thing. I tried to explain it, but, I don't know really doing a good part of it. Basically, a lot of game companies are saying they don't want their art to be used to make digital images for NFTs because they still own it. Wizards of the Coast, Chaosium, a couple other companies have said, hey, stop using our art to make NFTs. Kickstarter and Drive-Thru. Kickstarter has said they're going to start accepting blockchains. Now, I made a miscommunication when I said that they were going to only accept blockchain going in the future. No, I was wrong. Actually, I'm not even sure that's exactly what I said, but coffee. Either near or there. Kickstarter will, of course, take your money any way you want to give it to them, be it blockchain money, digital money from your checking account, or if you walk up to Kickstarter and hand them $5 and a duck, they'll still take your money. So yes. But a lot of other people like Drive-Thru and Itch.io are like, I don't know if I want to still deal with you guys now that you're taking digital currency because reasons, conspiracy, dark web, aliens, we don't like the future. So yes, and Wizards of the Coast has said that you can't use our art, you can't use Magic the Gathering art. There's a cease and desist letter from Wizards of the Coast after people started posting NFTs of Magic the Gathering cards without permission. And Chaosium just did the same thing. They said you cannot post used images of Chaosium-related properties without their permission to make NFTs. So, yeah, no NFTs of Call of Cthulhu. I don't know. I think that's a good thing. I don't know if I want images of Cthulhu crawling around digital airspace with digital money, because that just means that the great Cthulhu now has access to the internet, if he doesn't already. So why are they doing this? Other than to protect their own property and to not be connected with any controversy that might be bubbling around the digital universe of digital currency and blockchains? Probably because eventually they want to make their own NFTs that they have complete control of. Because, money. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be boring. The new Critical Role adventure from Wizards of the Coast called Call of Netherdeep has been delayed. It was scheduled for March, but now it's going to be pushed back till some later date. But you can still get it for pre-order on Drive-Thru and Amazon and stuff like that. So this may be the last Critical Role product that they make with Wizards of the Coast, since they have their own publishing company now. There's absolutely no reason for them to make Critical Role product with Wizards of the Coast. Most people believe it was a 3-picture deal that Mercer had at the beginning, then the middle, now we're at the end, and now he's like, I don't need you guys anymore. I got my own publishing company where I can get all the money for myself. Anyway, it's been delayed for anybody who cares. Free RPG Day for 2022 has been announced for June 25th for North America and July 23rd for the rest of the world. We don't know what products are going to be available because it's July and it's still February. But if you want to start planning now, or if you own a game store that used to be Cess Games and Anime here in Ventura, but we know Cess Games and Anime here in Ventura is closing, you can start ordering now. And if you're a game company that wants RPG Day to carry your stuff, you can contact them now and say, hey, I want to be part of Free RPG Day. Yay. And speaking of RPG Day, of course, we once again need to announce that Cess Games and Anime here in Ventura is closing its doors as of February 28th. This will be the last week that Cess Games and Anime is open after serving Ventura County for over 20 years, being the only place in Ventura County that has consistently been open for role-playing. So, sad, sad day. But not so sad, because we've heard that Dream World Collectibles in the Pacific View Mall has agreed to take on some of Cess Games and Anime's product, Cess Games and Anime's comic book orders and special orders, and other things. Now, does this mean they're going to offer us space to role-play in? We don't know yet. We're hoping to talk to them soon to find out. I would like it very much if they did, but it's in a mall, so we don't really know how much space they have. There's a big update coming for Cyberpunk 2027 on the digital world of PlayStation and Xbox and computers. There'll be a lot of new stuff being updated. for that. So if you're playing Cyberpunk 2077 and want to get some new stuff for your stuff, check it out. There'll be some new NPC interactions, some new technical things, some new cybernetics, some new zones, the usual stuff you get with video game updates. And plus, they'll try and fix some of the technical problems that they had previously. And of course, because it's an update, there'll be brand new technical problems. Yay. Baldur's Gate is still in early access, but the people who are creating Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, has updated it with new content. The latest patch adds the Barbarian class, 2 subclasses, Animal Companions, Berserkers, through improvements to the mechanics and stuff like that. And that's about it for this week. Now on to the world of bundles. From Mindjammer, we have everything you need for the spacefaring campaign in the 17th millennium. This is a far future transhuman space opera tabletop role-playing game. You can get it on Bundle of Holding for $13. That concludes the Mindjammer RPG, City People, Enhanced Commonality Space Schematic. Say that 5 times fast. Mindjammer the Novel. The bonus collection adds Core World Sourcebook, The Far Havens, Children of Araya, The Venue Sourcebook, and Hearts and Minds. The last call for the tabletop role-playing games from EN Publishing for the world of Judge Dredd /2000 AD. This is the last chance to get any of the PDFs for this license before it vanishes. $8 gets you the Judge Dredd and 2000 AD rules, the Strontium Dog, Road Trooper, and the Judge Dredd GM Scream. The Adventure Collection gets you all the adventures that were ever made for those IPs. So if you're a fan of the Judge Dredd world and want to get your last chance to get your hands on the TTRPG stuff made for the worlds of 200 AD, this is it. We have a Savage Worlds tabletop role-playing setting from Triple Ace Games called Hellfrost Essentials. Everything you need for an everything you need for an epic fantasy campaign in the Frozen Wastes. The starter collection is $13, gets you the Hellfrost Player's Guide, Matters of Faith, Arcane Lore, Heroes and Villains Compendium, and the Hellfrost Organization Guide. The bonus collection gets the Bestiary, the Gazetteer, Magic Items, Creature Guide, GM Screen, and Journeys. There's also the Hellfrost Essentials if you still want to get it but don't want to spend it as much. For $18, you can get the Hellfrost Adventure Codex and the Hellfrost City books for episode 1 through 5. And the bonus collection gets you more maps and atlases and resource managements and the action deck. So Hellfrost Essentials. So $13 for the starter and $18 for the upgrade. From the world of EABA, a very little known generic universal tabletop role-playing game, we have for $6 EABA Volume 2, EABA Vern, and Corpse Volume 2. And then we have the bonus collection, which has more stuff like adventures, agencies, and other game systems that were converted to the EABA world. I don't know enough about this. I remember hearing it. I've seen a couple of the books on the shelves, occasionally at weird corners of Cess Games and Anime, but I don't know anything about Corpse to really give you whether you should get this or not. But yeah, that's the bundles for this week. Apparently there's another thing going around about people complaining that D&D is 90% combat. These are the same people who are complaining that D&D was 90% storytelling and not enough combat. Now they're saying D&D is too much combat and not enough storytelling. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. It's... complain all we want about Critical Role and 5th edition and what people say about it. Really, it's just the fact that there is this expectation of what 5e D&D should be, and there's this expectation that Critical Role has established and other things that have established that when I go to a D&D game, I'm going to get X. And when X is not fulfilled, I get angry. It's the same thing with the Critical Role Legend of Vox Manica anime. People came to it with this expectation that it was going to be X, and then when it wasn't X, they got all upset. And that's what's happening with 5e, and just this X section of the hobby in general, is that the players are just, wanting it to be something it's not, and when it's not that something, they get upset. So now they're complaining, oh, it's too much combat. We want more role-playing. And then when Wizards of the Coast changes things so there's more role-playing, they're saying, oh, you're changing things. We wanted more combat. Your game is not living up to the expectations that we made in our mind, and we're upset. Yeah. Crucible 7 is converting Doctor Who to 5e. Take your gaming group into the TARDIS and travel anywhere. Meet Leonardo da Vinci. We are working a new line of progress to bring Doctor Who adventures to your table using 5e edition rules. So basically, no, it's not that they're making D&D rules where you can play Doctor Who. It's that they're using 5e to make some Doctor Who adventures, and this comes to us from Crucible 7. So I guess it'll be a separate aspect. There already is a Doctor Who role-playing game, but now they're doing one where it uses 5e, which means we're going to see people with Time Lords in my D&D game. Yay. The price of role-playing games has gone up. What? Shock? No. Really? What? No. It's getting harder to produce things. There's a backlog on shipping. Paper is becoming less and less available. It's more expensive to print things out than it is to make digital copies, so the price of RPGs are going up. No. Who do we have to blame for that? Oh my God, let's blame somebody else. It's somebody else's fault that the price of this product is going up. I don't know. Maybe the 37,000 full-page color pictures on the high glossy paper might have something to do with it. God, I am filled with snark this morning. I better stop before I hurt myself. Anyways, that's it for the news. Yeah, like I said, it isn't very interesting today. It's mostly just about numbers and words and bitcoins and stockholders who know absolutely nothing about Magic the Gathering because they compared it to baseball cards, wanting Wizards of the Coast to spin off from Hasbro and become its own company. That's either a really, really good thing or a really, really bad thing. I think as a D&D player, I kind of think it's a good thing. Just like leave Wizards of the Coast, leave Hasbro alone, leave us alone. Just go into your little corner on some island and make whatever it is you're going to make and let the rest of us just play. And please, when you leave, take J. Scott Caribou with you. Anyways, that's it for the news today. If you appreciate the content and snark that's coming out of my mouth, let me know. If you don't appreciate the content and snark that's coming out of my mouth, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 1,000 subs by August 4th, and we'll do something crazy like go to Disneyland or eat a hot dog or shave my head. Anyways, that's it. I have been your guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, sports, general internet nonsense, and crypto currency. Till next time, get out of my treasure room, you goddamn kids. That's when you find treasure in dungeons. You never find this stuff. I mean, when was the last time you found a giant statue of Julius Caesar and a giant statue of a guy on a horse and a bunch of barrels in a treasure? And a shovel? When? I've played D&D for years. Never once did I come across a giant gold statue of some, Caesar, and barrels of, I don't know what this is supposed to be, food, money, whatever. And this guy down here on the ground, was he trying to carry the barrel out on his back and it crushed him? And why is there a shovel? Why is there a shovel? Yeah, I just don't get this picture. Anyways, that's it. See ya.